Hey everybody, I'm Dave Lewick, the Trapper Guy. I'm a nuisance wildlife trapper in the Tampa Bay area, Florida, and I do a lot of feral hog work. And some of these jobs require that I hunt the hogs. I have other jobs that require that I trap for the hogs. But one question I always get is, what do you do with these hogs after you get them? Well, we barbecue them, and I'm going to show you how to smoke a whole hog on a homemade smoker step by step. Now you're going to need 45 cinder blocks to make this smoker, and it's going to be 3 sides of 12. It's going to be 3 across and 4 tall. And of course, you're going to make 2 of the sides inset, so it's going to have a rectangular shape. Now on the last side, you're going to omit the 3 in the middle on the top, and that's going to make your opening to give you access to the smoker. You're also going to need a lid. I use plywood, and you can use any type of metal or whatever works for you. You're also going to need a grate. I use an old fence gate, but you can use any type of expanded metal or any type of metal grate you come up with custom-wise. Now to hold that up, you're going to have to drill 4 holes, and it's going to be in the cinder block, 2 from the top at the bottom of that cinder block. And you're going to do it on either side, and you're going to take 2 pieces of rebar and you're going to slide it into those holes, and that's going to hold up your grate. Now your fire is going to be in opposite corners, and you can either just put it on the ground, but quite honestly I use tin pans because it makes it easier to clean up. And for your door to the opening, just a piece of plywood is all you need. You can either just lean it up against there, or you can put a couple screws up top and it hangs nicely when you put it on there. Now, whether you're buying a whole hog skin on or you harvest it yourself skin off like I have, the process in this video isn't going to be that much different. And either way you get it, if you get it a few days to a week in advance, make sure you have that thing iced off really well. Now 24 to 48 hours before you're ready to cook, you're going to want to start your brine and put a pot of water on the stove and put at least 8 cups of salt in there. Type of salt doesn't really matter that much. I like putting a whole box of dark brown sugar in it. And whatever type of rub you use, put a half a cup of it in the brine. And that adds a little bit to the flavor profile. I like putting garlic in there, and you can put as much as you want depending on how much you like garlic. You can use whole cloves, but mince is much easier. Same thing with your citrus. You can slice up lemons or limes or oranges. I just do the concentrate, and I'd put 16 ounces in there. Now you want to heat it up and you want to stir it up, and the main reason for that is if you put salt right into cold water, it's not going to dissolve very well, so heat it up just enough to get it to dissolve into a nice solution. And as soon as you're ready to start that brine, and do it at least 24 hours, but like I said, you can do 48 hours, even a little bit longer if you want to. And go ahead and get your brine in there, mix it up real good, get all your salt, your juices in there. And the final thing you're going to do is you're going to fill that water level up over the hog. And the main reason for brining is that salty water is going to add some moisture to the hog during the cooking process. You can do whatever spices you want in there or different herbs. I have a rosemary bush in my yard, so I like using a lot of that. Now the morning of your cook, you want to go ahead and get your hog out of the brine. Go ahead and get it set up on a table and let it dry, and then you got some more work to do. And you want to go ahead and get your coals going in a chimney ready for the fire. Now you want to get some foil on your grate, and I like to use 2 or 3 layers on there so the hog doesn't puncture at all. And you're going to be using some injection. You can use what you like. I have these right here in the description below. And the rub, I use butt rub, but again, you can use your own. And then just bacon grease, and you're going to collect that yourself from bacon. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to rub your hog down good with the bacon grease. Make sure you get it all over there. That's going to add a lot of flavor, since especially if you're harvesting the hog yourself, that hog doesn't have quite as much fat as if you get a store-bought one. So make sure you get top and bottom of that pig really well. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be putting your rub on. Go ahead and be pretty liberal with this. Get it on there everywhere. And you want to make sure you get both sides really good. So get it on there, rub it in a little bit, flip it over, and then you're going to do it the other side. Helps a little bit too if after putting that bacon grease off you wash your hands on so you can hold on to that rub. Now the last thing you're going to do is you're going to do your injection. Again, be pretty liberal with this. Make sure you get it in all parts of the meat, a lot of it in the hams. Get it down the back strap, a little bit in the ribs you can, and up in the shoulders and neck muscles. This is all going to soak into the meat, so you can be as liberal as you want with this. Now go ahead and take your coals out of your chimney and put it in both pans. You just want enough in there just to get the wood that you're going to put in there to set fire and smoke. I use apple, but you can use any wood. Don't go too crazy because we're smoking it, not roasting it. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take that foil and we're just going to fold up the edges a little bit all the way around it. What that's going to do is just all the juices and moisture, it's just going to hold itself in there, and it's just going to add a little bit extra moisture to that smoke. Now you want to use a thermometer, and I like using the remote ones. This is ThermoPro, and I have a link to that out in the description. Now you're going to set up the ThermoPros. It comes with 2 probes. One's going to go down on the grate, and that's going to be the temperature of the smoker. And the next one you're going to do, you're going to put that in the thickest part of the ham, the thickest part of the pig, and that's going to be the temperature that's going to tell you what the pig is. And next thing you're going to do is you're just going to smoke. Now those ThermoPros come in handy because while you watch that temperature, you can do things that are a lot more important. Now 2 hours into it, you're going to open that thing up and you're going to be putting some apple cider vinegar and apple juice is what I use, and you just want to spritz it, and that's going to be doing that just to keep it nice and moist. And you don't have to do that. That's why you have the door. So instead of just opening it all the way up, just open your door, just squirt in there from the side. And you're also going to use that door to put in wood when you need to. And basically you're going to be monitoring your temperature with how much wood you put in there. So remember, we're going to shoot between 225 and 250. Now when your meat gets about 180 degrees, I like to go in and put a mop on there. So basically whatever barbecue sauce you're using, I put a little apple cider vinegar and apple juice, and you're just going to mop that all over there to put a nice glaze on the meat. Now once your meat thermometer says about 190 degrees, pull that sucker off because it's done. And remember, if you're going to have people over to eat early in the afternoon, a lot of that earlier prep work is going to be done in the dark. So it's going to be 10, 12, sometimes more hours for that meat to be done. A lot of it just depends on the size of the pig. But what you're looking at is the temperature, so time doesn't matter quite as much. You want your temperature at 225 to 250 for the cook, and meat's going to be done 185 to 190. Now all you need to do is just carve that meat up and get it in a tray and get everybody ready to eat. And all you need now is just some fixings and some people over to enjoy the meal. And the best part of smoking a whole hog? Plenty of leftovers. So make sure you subscribe, and I'm going to do some videos of me out hunting and trapping those hogs.